and the other one is first time doing business with us. We selected the low bid for the two different projects. They did bid it combined and separately. We chose the company by the name of JLY to do the Brown School. We've done business with them many times. They've done projects at Brown and Jeff and Ryerson a few years back. Then the low bidder for the Polson was a company name of THP. Never done business with them, but I did check them out. They've done lots of municipal and school work. So the references were very good. I'm very confident that we can work with both of these companies to, build the new security entrance for both the schools and modify the front office. We did expand the scope from the original project with the outdoor classroom sort of in the courtyard and then the hallway at Polson. I wasn't ready to award those contracts yet. We still have some time and trying to figure out, how best to proceed with those. But I did pull the trigger on the front entry, security entrances and, some modest modifications to Brown, but some significant modifications, I would say, to Polson because we had to, go through the offices. So I'm happy to take questions, but I'm really looking forward to it. They did respond very quickly. We did it, the couple of days before Christmas. They were able to answer all my questions, respond in a really quick way, both companies. I'm pretty excited about moving forward. I'm concerned, of course, of the material getting here on time and making sure that we don't start the construction and tear the buildings apart until we have all the material on site. They both understand that, and they're both committed to doing that, and they're starting to order the material now. Any questions?
Yeah, just to confirm, the timeline for the work to be done is over the summer, correct?
Yes, June 20th. Both the principals have to be very cooperative because we're going to close their offices and they're going to need to vacate. I'll work with Art and the administration so we can find them a appropriate place for them to work over the summer. They're going to be out of their office from June 20th to August 15th. We definitely have some, minor environmental issues, but they are, environmental issues that, we will not be able to have school activities or any kind of programs going on in the schools while we're doing the construction. So both the principals are very cooperative, and I don't see any issues, working with them to, it's going to be, I'm sure, a little bit of a hardship for them to be out of their office for the summer, but we'll make, room. And August 15th is when we want to be 100% complete so they can, move back into their office and open up the school in a timely manner.
Does it impact summer school sites? Brown is
Yes.
usually a site for summer school, but we're having those discussions now, and we think we can do a smaller program at Ryerson. They do have air conditioning and enough room to be able to have a smaller program there, and then use essentially the high school and PCLC.
Any questions from the committee? Bill, is there anything that you need from us on that front before we move along?
No, there's nothing. I just wanted to keep you in the loop. And, if there's any specific details or any kind of time update, I will keep you informed of any concerns or issues or the progress of the, what I consider the next phases. Dr. Cook and I have been, reviewing the projects and discussing timing. My plan is to have a new schedule in February for the additional work that hopefully I can share with you in a time frame. But at this point, we just wanted to commit to the most important part, which was the entryways.
Thank you, Bill. So the next item on here is the Polson hallway discussion. There's more to add about that?
No, I can share with you the plan if you're interested. That's part of the second phase, and unfortunately, there's a portion of the hallway that does have asbestos tile underneath. So, we have to take precautions to remove that. It does increase the cost. So we're looking at, can we maybe modify the plan and not do the work where the asbestos is? Or can we, figure out how to do that this summer in a timely manner? It just makes it increases the cost and makes the job a little more complicated. Not that it's not impossible, but it just increases cost and time, which is a problem for our short summer. So I do have the plan. If you're interested, I could bring it up to show it to you.
If you want it, yes, please, if you could share it with us.
That was a yes, please?
Yes,
All
please.
right. Let's see if I can find it. I just had, there it is. See how my sharing goes. Okay, I'm hopefully you can see Polson Middle School. It was part of the security plan, and I just pulled out you can see the hallway, the main hall down here. And so the asbestos is down at this end on this area here. So we could do a significant portion and exclude the back part, and maybe we'll do it in phases or something. Maybe we'll come to this area. I haven't come up with the details, but here are the color selections that they've done. And these are the two different selections. I forgot which color they picked, but those were the two different style colors that they looked at. And I can't remember which one they picked, but the principal had something to say about it, and there was a long conversation, and I don't want to tell you which color we picked, but this is what it's going to look like, but I'm not sure which color we picked. Any questions about what we're doing here? We're trying to do new flooring, make it look better, new lighting, and this is just the make it more welcoming. This is a walk-off mat that hopefully removes dirt. The kids in the main entrance for most of the traffic is going to be in here, and this is where the security entrance is going to be for when the building's locked and security can come in here and get let in.
Hey, Bill, instead of digging up the asbestos covered asbestos portion and creating friable asbestos, which is what results in the cost increase.
Yes.
Can you just cover over the existing tile for that section?
The answer is yes. And that's a possibility. We have not ruled that out. It's all depends on how well the carpet's glued to the existing tile. And historically, that's what we've done. We've removed the carpet and then put the carpet back on top. So, that's not out of the question, and that's definitely a potential way to handle it.
Any other questions for Bill on this? No? Okay. Bill, anything you need from the committee for the hallway work?
Not on any of this. I'll keep you up to date. And, like I said, hopefully in the next month or so, I'm going to come up with some plans and see what we can do to, make this happen. I know it's important, and, we want to, make the school appearance look better, and we'd love to do the courtyard work. So both of these phases, I'm optimistic that we can make happen, and I need more time to get the details.
The correct answer on that was money.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys.
That is, it's part of the proposal that we have out there for additional plant and cycle maintenance money.
Yes.
I was joking that, correct answer was money, because we need additional money to do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Money will solve all my problems. If I wasn't clear about that, for sure. Money's the issue. We increase the scope when we get a lot of input because, once you start a project, you want to do it. And I agree with that. But, we didn't plan on all this. So it's all about the money. As soon as I can figure out the money and how to get it done. So increasing my budget will make this happen faster.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying that.
No problem.
Okay, and then we're on to our third agenda item, which is the general facilities update. How is everything going?
So everything's going very well. I was very successful on the rooftop unit repair over Christmas. Worked with the high school. They moved out of the classrooms, a few days early. And so we were able to complete the repairs on that rooftop unit. Now, and it's been running and tested, so we have the appropriate airflow in all the rooms now, so they can use 100% of the building that they weren't using before. And we completed my review and analysis of the rooftop units. We definitely have some repairs that we're going to do prior to the summer for the air conditioning units. But one of the things that I looked at was the fans that failed, and what can I do to protect that from having happen again. So there's one unit that I'm going to replace that affects the cafeteria because it's old and worn, and it just if it fails, it will could cause a significant water leak, which will damage the building. So I'm going to replace that one. I'm also going to put some kind of screening and some heavy duty mesh in front of the fans. So if they do fail, we'll try to slow them down from the 3 rooftop units that have water heating systems that could get damaged. And then the other 6, the engineering firm has looked at all the fans, and they say if I do order 1 additional fan for reserve, I could use it in any one of those other 6. So that's my plan for this summer. I'm going to replace 1, order 1 spare, and put in screens to protect the coils. So it hopefully will slow down any failures that could happen. And by the time I replace that one additional one that does have the heating coils, will have replaced all 3. So I'm optimistic that we'll get an additional 5 years. I will probably in my next budget year, not this one that we're proposing, the next one for the next plan cycle, I will add and I'll ask for probably the rooftop units to be replaced. But that's not something I'm ready to move forward with at this time. We're talking about fiscal year 22, 23. So that's the update on the rooftop unit. The only other thing, I don't have any other, just general information, and we're doing well with the keeping the schools clean, making sure that we're disinfecting them, providing any equipment and supplies that are necessary for the school and the district. We do know that it's, we're more of a heightened awareness of the increase in health issues and concerns. But my guys are trained to protect themselves and the school. This isn't a new thing for us. We've been trained to take care of other more serious issues than this that could affect them. So I think that we're being successful. I think just like everyone else, everyone's concerned. But my custodial staff and maintenance staff, I think, are handling what needs to be done. I don't have anything else, but I'm happy to take questions or any other issues that you may have.
Thank you, Bill. I do have one question, but do any of your members maybe have any questions about anything Bill mentioned or any other items? Yeah.
The replacement units in 2022, 23, would that be in the CIP budget?
Yes, that's my plan. My plan is I'm going to propose, in July, I have to have my next, that's going to give me another couple months to put for my July. So yes. So, and I'm right. So we've already submitted my CIP plan for this year that we're reviewing. We're in 22, we're in 21, 22 now. I'm sorry, we're going to be in 23, 24. So 22, 23 is the one we're looking at now. So I misspoke. It's going to be 23, 24.
Thanks.
I would like to see a thank you coming from the board to the custodial staff for the extraordinary measures that they've had to go through for some time and continue to go through.
Did you hear that, Bill?
I appreciate that effort, and I agree with you 100%. They, they all put in 110% effort, and I know that they all, are committed to the program. So I appreciate that, and, I know that I think they are treated and feel as they're, a key member to the whole operations. We know that the teachers, are key. We know the nurses are key. We know the administration are key. And the one thing I do feel is that I think that they're treated with respect and they're treated as one of the team members. And I appreciate the board member pointing that out, that they are key and they do a great job. And I think they do it because they are treated that way too. Thank you.
Facilities, I mean, go ahead and have a motion and vote on it and then bring it to the board.
Yes, does that sound like something to take a look at? Motion to express our gratitude. Stephen? Yeah? Okay, yeah, we'll bring that to the board tonight for a vote.
Thank you very much.
So Bill, I do have a question I mentioned earlier just about airflow patterns. We did receive a question about whether airflow patterns have been studied with the use of desk shields in classrooms. I don't know if you can speak to that directly or more generally about studies you've done on airflow in the classrooms.
Yes, I can definitely talk about, the study that we did, and we focused on making sure that all our HVAC and ventilation equipment was working 100% to make sure we got all the appropriate outside air. Not only did we do that, we increased the amount of outside air, and so that we had plenty of outside air, because that was the focus of bringing in more outside air ventilates the classrooms and the school, and that helps, dissipate any, germs. So clean air coming in. So that was the focus. I have had experience with, big petitions and it affecting, the airflow, but we did not look specifically at the small ones that are sitting on somebody's desk. And I don't really believe that it has any significant airflow impact to the big picture of the classroom and where the ventilation systems are. They're usually along the walls or up high. Obviously, if it's blocking, if there's vent blowing air out into a classroom and there's a partition and somebody standing behind it, it would affect the airflow to that person. But it's a general perspective. It pushes the air into the classroom in a big perspective, not individual corners. So we did not specifically look at how it affected the individual sitting at a desk.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions for Bill?
I can say, though, we did increase the amount of fresh air coming in all the classrooms, and we did a very detailed analysis and study, and it's been a while. We did that, over a year ago.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So before we go to public comment, Stephen, do you want to make a motion for our committee, and then we'll take it to the board to express gratitude?
Certainly. I'd like to make a motion that the committee request of the board a formal recognition of the custodial staff and their extraordinary contributions to keeping staff and children safe at this particular time.
I'll second that. Can I'm drafting something that might work. Gonna read that into the record and make that a motion, if you agree with it. Almost done.
You want to hear that the committee has kept the board make a formal recognition of the custodial staff and their extraordinary contributions to keeping staff and children safe.
Yeah, it's close, pretty close. Do you want to, I already wrote this, so maybe if we keep this item, that would be the official notes for the. Yeah. Okay. If you have a consent to your motion, do you want to read it now for the facilities committee?
Precise language. Motion from Facilities Committee to take action to acknowledge and thank the custodial staff for all their extraordinary work to address the additional facilities needs of our schools during these pandemic times and keeping our staff and students safe and healthy.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Any other discussion on that motion? All in favor? Thank you. We'll bring it to the board tonight.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. We sure do appreciate your team. It wouldn't be here without them. Thank you. So now we have our time in the meeting for public comment. Wendy, do we have any members of the public online?
We do not have any hands raised, but we do have a comment in the question and answer box from Diane Infantine Vice. She wrote, small multiple plexiglass shields change the pattern of airflow, not with regards to large obstructions.
Okay.
Would you like me to comment on that? I don't disagree. I think that if we have small plexiglass up, it will definitely change the airflow. You know, if somebody's sitting behind a piece of plexiglass and the air is, you know, pushed towards them, it will definitely go around it. So I don't disagree.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome.
Anything else on there that we should be aware of in Zoom land? Okay. All right. Any other comments from the committee before we adjourn?
I do. I have one other thing I'd like to bring up before you adjourn. Sorry.
No, go for it.
It has to do with, and I'm sorry, I should have talked to Dr. Cook about it. I got a little waylaid today. The traffic study that I've proposed that we're working on for the new school location. I have tentatively set that up and I thought it would go to the facilities committee for the 18th. I just arbitrarily picked that day because it was the next Tuesday and the 11th wouldn't work. So the 18th was the next date. So I wanted to touch base with the committee and Dr. Cook and see if that was something that we wanted to put on the agenda and move forward with setting that up. And we don't need an answer today. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, and I apologize to Dr. Cook for not talking to him about it.
Thank you, Bill. Dr. Cook's just checking his computer.
On the 18th, we have finance policy and a board meeting. If the committee could make it work, we certainly could start half hour early. If people could be here at 5, we could just do a one item agenda on the 18th.
It's only, I talked to them, you know, they're talking about a 15 or 20 minute presentation. I know that there were some questions about the traffic study publicly at other forums. And I just was looking for the appropriate place to bring that forward. So, you know, it's really up to you guys. And I'm sure that they're flexible about fitting it in any time. And if the 18th doesn't work out, we could pick another date.
Members of the committee to meet at 5 on the 18th for a brief meeting. Is that okay with you, Susan? Is that okay with you, Jessica?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, Bill, we can do that. We'll just, Wendy, if we could just have, I'll make a note in the minutes to have a additional facilities committee meeting on January 18th at 5 PM to review the traffic study. Does that sound right to you, Bill?
That's perfect. And I suggested to the engineer that it would be a Zoom meeting so that they could present their stuff, on the screen and people could see it. It seems like it works really well when you want to present some stuff.
Yeah.
So that's great. 5 o'clock on the 18th, I'll have the traffic, report for the proposed, new location of the school.
So, Bill, can I just ask, in addition to just focusing on the traffic patterns around Mungertown and Green Hill itself, will that also extend to a study of the diminishment of some traffic or alleviation of some traffic at the Coast Road, Green Hill intersection?
No, it really focused it on the impact of the new school at the location that we proposed. But, you can summarize, if we close one school, the other one's going to be less. So it's just, what's the impact and how much less? I'm sure we could ask them that question, and I can ask them to, comment on that. But the key to this was, what's the impact of the new site? I'll ask them about that.
Thank you.
Okay.
No problem. Wrote myself a note.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
No, thank you, and thank you for not closing. I think I'm done now. I don't remember anything else.
Okay, I think we're good. So we will see each other again on January 18th at 5 PM. And see what other business we can adjourn the meeting right now. All in favor?
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, Bill.
Happy New Year, Bill. Thank you so much. See you next time.